Hey guys, we're gonna discuss Baltimore City board ups today. I got a question a while ago on a video, and the question was, what do you think about board ups, Dave? And it is a lot to unpack. I've invested in board ups, I have properties next to board ups, and I think most people don't understand what that is, what that means. I'm gonna have the camera rolling. I went through Baltimore, just videoed along the street so you can actually see and visualize what I'm talking about when I give you some stats here, but let's get into it. What do I think about board ups? How can you navigate them as a real estate investor in Baltimore City? Here's the stats. In 2021, Baltimore Sun said that Baltimore City had 16,000 vacant properties. They have 268,000 properties in total. So that is a 6% ratio of properties that are vacant. Most of those are board ups. I actually don't know what to classify as vacant, but I think that just means there hasn't been anybody for over a year in the property, which is a long time. A lot of times pipes can burst, properties can get vandalized, and that's why you see these properties in the video that just have boards over the windows, over the doors. It actually doesn't indicate the condition on the interior. Most of it is just trying to keep people from getting into these properties. Some of them are horrendous. Some of them look great. They're almost move-in ready. You just need to turn stuff on. So just because it's a board up doesn't really mean anything. It's just a protective thing for the city if they own it, or for the property owners if they own it. You'll also see, instead of boards, companies that put big metal blocks over the doors and windows. I think there's a couple that I passed by in the video. But in addition to that, Maryland Department of Housing cites that the city of Baltimore demolished on average 500 properties a year. I mean, since I think 2016. So they are demolishing these properties as they can. They purchase them through eminent domain and then they demolish them so they're gone. And they usually sell the land off to a developer, or they'll turn into a park. They try to make it a better use. Usually these vacant properties, they're not receiving income from the city and they are a blight. So they're affecting values and doing a bunch of other things, and they're attracting crime. They're attracting criminals. So I'm going to give you the cons and the pros for these board ups and how you can invest in them. And I'm going to hit you with the cons first, because there's a lot of cons. The three major ones are they do affect value. So if you purchase a board up or next to a board up, so let's say you purchase a really nice property, but the one right beside it or two down is a board up, it definitely affects value. So know that if you're purchasing one of these, you should be purchasing at a discount. You shouldn't be purchasing with the comps that are a street across on an amazing looking street with no board ups. You should be getting some sort of discount, because the buyers see it, they don't like it. The tenants see it, they don't love it. We have properties that have been next to board ups in the past. Maybe we still have one property that's next to a board up. People see it. They see the same thing that you and me see. So you gotta get a discount. That's number one. Number two is, a lot of times, depending on the condition of the property, and let's say you have a board up right next to your property, a lot of times it can cause rodent issues. There could be holes in the wall. There could be squatters. If a pipe burst, water can be getting into the property. I've seen in basements a whole pool because the water has just been flowing in the basement and nobody's there to take care of it, so nobody knows. So with that being said, you need to estimate a higher maintenance cost on your property if you're going to purchase next to a board up, and that's okay. But just know you might have more rodent issues. Some of these board ups, you'll look through the windows and you'll see there's no roof. There's no roof. So the rain and the snow, that's all coming straight down and is going to be lined up next to your building. And most of the times your walls aren't completely sealed. So there's joists that have either rotted out, that have collapsed, and there's holes in your building. You can try to have somebody come in and fix those holes, but that's going to be a cost to you. You're going to be fighting a endless battle with the city or the person that owns it that doesn't care about it anymore. They're not going to be willing to come out and spend money to help you. Number three, which is a big one, if you're planning on doing a voucher tenant, know that most voucher programs will disqualify you for being next to a board up. Sometimes they will not disqualify you if there's board ups on your block, but if you are next to a board up, so you have a property and the one to your left or to your right is boarded up, they will disqualify you to the program. So that means you cannot put a Section 8 tenant, you'll have to go with a market tenant. That's okay, you just need to know this going in and plan for it. The other thing you technically can do, if you really want the property, you can take the boards off, you could fix their property up, put nice windows in, put a nice door in, secure the property. I mean, I don't think anybody would be mad at you for doing that, but you're liable for it. I would reach out to the owner before I did that and say, hey, I really want a voucher tenant. Can I install a new door, install new windows, or take off the boards and install bars on your bottom windows? Would you be okay with that? You can probably go that route. And those are the biggest cons that I can think of. What are the pros? The pros are you're buying it at a discount. That's a nice thing. If you can get it, a 30, 40, 50K discount, that can be a huge thing. Then you can make the numbers work better. You can find tenants that will live next to board ups. You just have a smaller pool. Your renovation's gonna have to be better. Your building inside's gonna have to be better. It can't be subpar. So just know that up front. Number two, like we said before, the city demolishes 500 of these properties a year. They could demolish that one next to you. Maybe the roof's fallen in. You can do a 311 request to Baltimore City, and you can say, hey, there's bricks falling off this. This is a danger to me, danger to the people in the block. They could demolish it. When they demolish these properties, what ends up happening is they fix the wall. They fix the adjacent wall. So you'd get an in unit at that point, and you'd have a new cinder block wall going up your row home, which is great. You have a new great looking wall, and now you just have instant value. Interior unit now is an in unit. Sometimes you can buy those lots from the city and maybe turn into a side yard, turn it into a driveway, but it gives you a few options there. So there's the possibility, but that is all speculation. They do have a map, and they give you where they're going to demolish the next properties, and you can look at that map to plan ahead. So that's a huge thing. I'll put that down in the video description. And lastly, another investor could purchase this board up, or you could purchase the board up and fix it up. Now you purchase one property at a discount. Now you're purchasing this board up at a discount, and now you're creating value. You're forcing value that wasn't there before, and now you're fixing up a property, and now you have two properties that are worth more than just having that property next to a board up. So you can always have that happen, and then you have a big upside. So all in all, my suggestion is I'm okay with you purchasing next to a board up. Again, I've done it in the past, and I will do it in the future if the numbers work. All that you need to know is you need to plan ahead. Don't just go in and be, hey, there's a board up, and don't do any research. Don't look in that board up. Don't have your agent that you're working with not take pictures to see what the interior looks like and what's going on over there, or if there's no roof. Or you need to plan ahead to see, hey, how much headache is this going to cost? Because it is going to cause a little bit of headache. It just matters, do the numbers work, and do my numbers justify a little bit more headache and maintenance? That is the big thing. I hope you enjoy this. If you think this content is valuable, you found value from this content, I'd really appreciate if you give the video a thumbs up. If you hit the bell, it helps you know when we put out new educational segments for real estate investors that are looking to purchase their first cash flowing property, or their second, or their 10th. And we thank you, and we'll see you on the next video. See you guys.